written by our friend here, Robert Blake, and performed.
I took all the words from all the jailhouse guys that I knew. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't put your feet on the one-way street. Don't drink my flit if you can't take my...
Yeah, got you. That stuff, yeah.
Snyder.
Blake.
If you ever invite me here again, and I want you to, I dig the show, and you're as good as they come.
Thank you.
No offense to the crew.
Right.
But I will pay for you to take a bus to Palmdale and bring in 25 people with some folding chairs to find out if we're any good or not. I never worked without an audience before.
You don't have to worry about it.
But this is like, you know, you do, this should be you're in show business. You're not that guy with the suspenders, what the hell his name is.
King, Larry King.
Should be show business. So bring some people in here, some old ladies with blue hair, and we'll see if we can get them to laugh.
Would that make you happy to have a studio audience?
Yeah, a little group.
And I'll tell you what I'll do.
A little group.
I'll tell you, one night,
because making you laugh is pretty grim.
Okay. Just try a little harder. We will go next door to studio. What number is it there? 56, where they have chairs, and we'll invite a couple of hundred.
We'll just have folding chairs, and we'll fold the crew right into them, and we'll see if we're any good or not.
Here is Howard on the phone now in Hopewell, Virginia. Hi, Howard, and welcome to CBS.
This is a call-in show?
It's a call-in show.
Hello, Mr. Snyder, and hello, Mr. Blake.
Good evening, Mr. Howard.
Yes, I have a question for Mr. Blake. Now, I know that he may not like to talk about this particular movie in Cold Blood, but I just had a question because it was such a great movie, and I had a question about a particular scene in the movie.
Would you like to reveal the question, sir?
Yes, there's a point where Mr. Blake is in the movie, and he's talking about the things that happened in the past about his father. Yes. And he says, I think I was eating a biscuit. And that's when it just became very emotional, and it was a very moving film. And it seemed like Mr. Blake was, you know, he was very moving during the whole movie, but particularly in that particular sequence.
And that scene, right. Okay.
I used my own father for that scene. The lone wolf. Give him my treasure maps. Maybe now he'll get lucky. There was a time once when we almost made it. He called me. He was in a fever about a hunting lodge he was building in Alaska. And I went up there, and we worked on that lodge, and we got it built. And the day it was finished, he danced all over the roof. I never was so happy in all my life.
Wow.
But no hunters came, nobody. We just sat there all alone, that big, empty failure. Till one day, I don't know what happened, I was eating a biscuit, and he started calling me a greedy bastard, and I jumped up and grabbed him by the throat, and he threw me on the ground. He took the rifle, and he said, look at me, boy, because I'm the last living thing you're ever going to see. And he pulled the trigger, but the gun didn't fire. He couldn't even do that right. I took a long walk, and when I came back, the whole lodge was dark, and all my stuff was piled out there in the snow. I picked up my guitar and my boxes, and I walked away, and I never saw him again. Funny thing, the only thing I'll ever miss in this world is that crazy old man and his hopeless dreams. I love him, and I hate him.
How did you make your peace with him?
My father?
Yeah.
Funny you should ask.
Before you tell the story, Howard, thanks for calling.
Bravo. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Good night.
In 40 years, he died 40 years ago when I came out of the Army. I kept him alive until I went in the Army, and when I went in the Army, he killed himself. And I never went to his grave. This is an incredible coincidence that you should ask, because 10 days ago, I went to his grave for the first time, and there was no stone. And I sat next to him. I brought him a ham and cheese sandwich and some chocolate cake, because I think bringing flowers is kind of silly. And he always liked ham and cheese sandwiches, and it's the first time I ever admitted to him or to me that I loved him. And I asked him to wish me well, and I bought him a gravestone, and I had something written on it. And on Father's Day, I'm going to go back, and I'm going to bring a bunch of nuts for the squirrels to eat around his grave. And that's the name of that tune.
Don't forget the ham sandwich and the chocolate cake. Back with Robert Blake and you on the toll-free after these messages. All right. With Robert Blake and Brenda on the toll-free, Reinholds, Pennsylvania.
Brenda.
Hi, and welcome to CBS, Brenda.
Hi.
Hi.
My question is, what's the worst thing you've done to hurt your career, and what's the best thing you've done to help your career?
My career has always survived in spite of me. I have very seldom ever done anything good for my career. Every once in a while in my life, my soul, little Mickey, the guy who walked on the stage and said, I can say that, every once in a while that comes through, and when it does, then I can do anything. Like I've decided I don't want to work for people. I don't want to spend 3 months on a set waiting to walk on and say some jokes and then see them cut it all up and mess it up. I have 3 little films that I'm going to make for myself. The best thing I've ever done for my career is to allow my own soul to come out and be the artist that I was born to be, because that's all I am. I don't know how to be a father. I don't know how to be a friend, but I know how to create.
You want to be your own boss.
Well, I love to make film. I love to make film. I don't love to be somebody who says, stand here and say that. And if the other day I was throwing some stuff out, and I saw a review of a film. When I was 20 years old and I was in the infantry in Alaska, I made a Western for the Army, because in Alaska they were having Mule Day or Deer Day or whatever it was.
Mule Day.
And they said, make a film for us. So I made a Western. I wrote it, I directed it, I was acting in it, and it said, directed by Corporal Michael Gubitosi. And I said, that's what I'm supposed to do. I directed half of the Berettas and been taking credit for them. I directed in Electric Glide in Blue. I wrote it, I produced it, I did everything. I never took any credit for anything because I'm not supposed to do that. I'm never supposed to take any credit.
Why?
The worst thing I've ever done for my career, probably, the worst thing I ever did for myself was Beretta. That's probably the worst mistake.
Really?
The most self-destructive thing I ever did was Beretta.
But people love Beretta.
That's because I'm a telephone book, and I'll try desperately to make it good. But when I did Beretta,
perfect for everybody.
I had done Willie Boy, I'd done Electric Glide, I did In Cold Blood. I was considered by the English press in England one of the 10 best actors in the world.
10, no
I'm
question.
not pushing.
No,
they said it on paper.
Top 5.
My mouth fell on the floor. And you go do Beretta? You do a series to become a film actor. Or you do it when your career is over. You don't do it when you're in the middle of working with the greatest directors in the world and working on important projects.
Why did you do it, Robert?
Because I'm incredibly self-destructive. There was always my family there saying, you're garbage, you're a rat, you're nothing, you can't do nothing, you're no good. I said, okay, I won't stay in the sunlight. I'll go back here. And, you know, the shrink was saying, you got to be famous, you got to be... What the hell did I do the Tonight Show for 20 years for? I never have to go on that show. Go there and be a clown and a crazy man? Yeah, everybody loved it. What the hell did it do for me? $300? I was an actor. That's the only thing I've ever been good at in my life. And to go do all those silly, crazy things, and Beretta was the worst of them.
All right, so now you don't have to do that anymore.
They're rowing that damn boat 24 hours a day with people who didn't care about nothing. Come on, guys, we can do it. We can do it. And the boat is sinking and everybody's drunk, and I'm there rowing, trying to make a silk purse out of a pig's ass. What for? A series is... Somebody asked me the other day, they said, what is it like to do a series? And I thought for a long time, I said, doing a series is like humping a gorilla. You got to keep on humping till the gorilla says stop. When you start, it feels pretty good. And when you want to smoke a cigarette and say, baby, wasn't that great? The gorilla says, I ain't through yet. And you got to keep on going. And pretty soon, it's the worst feeling in the world. And you feel like you're made out of barbed wire. But you got to keep going, unless you shoot yourself in the foot or something. It's not acting. I mean, I don't put anybody down who does it. People love it. But not me.
Okay, you don't have to do that anymore.
Okay.
Okay? And Brenda, thanks for calling.
It's a long answer to a short question.
That's okay. It's okay. I just heard the can being closed on the sardine.
You don't have to keep the camera off me when I'm puffing on this thing. I smoke. For 25 years, I didn't smoke. And a year ago, I hurt myself very, very badly doing something I shouldn't have done. And they wanted to operate on me, my back and my hip and all that stuff. And I said, we ain't going to operate. And I laid in the bed for 8 months. And I said, I'm going to get well. And I did. But during that time, I couldn't take the dope because I'm a damn junkie.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't want to drink, and I was going crazy. I said, okay, what's the least of the vices that will get me through this? And I gave myself 1 year to smoke. Now, I know I'm smoking. I know it kills you, and I know it's no good. And this next time you see me on this show, if I don't get shot tomorrow, I won't be smoking because in June I got to quit. That's 1 year, and it's over. But it served its purpose, and that's why I'm smoking.
It's neat. You started last June, and at the end of May, the smoking lamp goes out again.
That's it.
Okay. It's terrific.
And I didn't have the surgery either.
What brings you great joy? What makes Robert Blake euphoric? What's been the happiest moment of your life?
In the latest times of my life, since I've been in abuse therapy, and since I've been hypnotized and gone back and relived through all that stuff, and my past, which used to be a burden to me, it was like dragging the Queen Mary across the desert. You know, I never had a birthday. I'm going to have a birthday in September for the first time in my life. I never had a birthday. I never went to a prom. My past was an ugly monster.
I know.
And now it's become my badge of courage, and it's a part of me. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night, and I climb out the window to smell the grass, because it feels so great. I can't tell you the one joy of having been a horribly abused child, and I say this to everybody out there who's been physically and sexually or psychologically abused. When you do come out of it, you get to be a child, and you get to enjoy a butterfly the way grown-ups can enjoy, and you get to enjoy music for the first time, and you get to dance with a girl for the first time, and you get dressed up and put on a tie for the first time, and it is magnificent. You have no idea of what I'm talking about.
Yes, I do.
Because I was never there. I didn't go to a party. I never did any of those things. And the greatest joy in my life now is to be alive. I'm going to work in the fall, but this summer, I'm going to smell the summer. I'm going to taste the summer. I'm going to walk on the beach with a girl.
Go out, go out with a girl.
Yeah.
Go to a party, have a birthday party, and go to a toy shop and buy yourself something you always wanted.
I got a whole room full of toys,
Good.
But I can't buy them in a toy shop. I got to go get stuff from the 30s and the 40s.
That's okay.
And I got to go to my mother's grave. I got a lot of things. I got to make a lot of amends. I got to make amends to my wife. A lot of things. Thanks for the memory of things I can't forget. You threw up on a jet. That Vegas night we danced till light. Then donuts and roulette. How lovely it was. And thanks for the memory of lingerie and lace. Olympia by the case. And waking up all hours just to see your face. How lovely it was. Gone are those days in the canyon. Off we would go to a great show. Now I'm alone with a late show. I wish that you were watching too. You're in all my fantasies. Grown men never cry. Well, baby, that's a lie. We had our bed of roses, but I let the roses die. I love you, and thank you so much. Thanks for letting me do that, Chief.
Thank you, sir. We'll see you soon, okay?
I hope so.
No cigarettes, some camp chairs here.
Folding
chairs.
And
ladies,
blue hair.
Blue hair. Okay. You got it. I love you, kid. Take care of yourself.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Robert Blake, folks. Next, Tracy Davis and Stories of Sammy on the